Hello. I'm very excited to check this out. But first, there's a question on the screen. Do you believe in soulmates? I do. Really? That's surprising. What? No. Don't be offended. Me? Hmm. Maybe if it's you. And that's literally where I lose my mind. I've had to restart this intro because it's slightly too loud. I'm gonna have the voice. I don't know. Every time I record, I have to change settings so weirdly. But anyways, hello everyone. I don't know if I said my name, so this is me, Marine Blue Angel, and today I'm playing Intertwine, Another Story. I did not know that this had come out earlier in the year, like basically at the beginning of the year. I did not know this until a month ago, and I'm finally getting to it. And if anyone has watched me play the first part of Intertwine, you would know that I really love this story, and I'm very excited that there's like more writing, more content, more voice acting to be heard. So let's just check it out. If you haven't watched Intertwine before, I would highly recommend checking out for yourself. I will link the game below, but also I have a playthrough of the first part on my channel, which will also be available to see. But anyways, let's just get into it. I won't really spoil anything, but I think I'm supposed to be someone else's voice right now. In a second, rather. Sometimes I get this, or is this supposed to be me? Is this? I think this is just supposed to be my character. Who knows? I don't know anything. Sometimes I get this feeling like I'm searching for something. I love, okay, jewelry. Something magnetic. No, that's not it. Warm? No. Something. Wait, question mark. Am I supposed to hear something? I will like totally have the voice all the way up until I hear something. Ugh, no use. That feeling again. What is that?
Fun, sweetie. Come on.
I don't know how. Where are we? Are you like a bait? Like, are you? Oh my god, I've missed. Oh my god, fun is fun. Oh my gosh. But is this like, are you like a bait? Like younger person?
Coming, Mom. I joined her as we headed home for the day.
Oh, he's 16.
Do you have to call me sweetie so loud? I'm 16. I'm your mother. Can't I show my own son that I love him? You can. It's just. It's so embarrassing. Can't you show it more quietly? What was that?
Nothing.
Oh, those grass stains on the back of your shirt. Were you laying on the ground again?
So was it fun earlier? And okay, that's fine. Okay, so this is gonna be in his perspective. Interesting. I love that. Yes.
You and your dad, just the same, you two. Always with your head in the clouds. Here she goes again.
I cannot maintain whatever voice I'm trying to do until we get a little older. Anyways.
What are you even thinking about at your age? Don't tell me you're in love.
Love.
Love. As if. Wow, sounding pretty defensive there, buddy. Mom, please.
I don't know. I can't do teenagey boy voices that well. So sorry. He's only 16. I don't know what your voice is. I'm just gonna do slightly more like lower pitch. That's what I usually do. People passed by, their silhouettes illuminated by a lavender haze as early dusk settled over the town. The busy clamor of the workday faded into a quiet murmur. What is it about this time of day that makes me think so much? Like about that feeling. I'd do anything to know what that was. What I was searching for. Oof. Ooh. Huh. It happened almost too fast for me to process. A bump against my shoulder. An inexplicable tug like a string pulled taut. And a voice, clear and true like a siren's call. Sorry. Who? But they were gone. And before I could register how crazy it was, I was chasing after them. Vun? I ran down the street, pulled by an invisible string. Wait! Come back! My body was no longer my own. It was possessed by a singular thought. Who was that? And that sensation. What was that? Thoughts swirled in my head, a chaotic jumble of questions only made worse by the growing crowd. Left, right, forward, backward. Where was I running? Why was I running? I didn't have the answers. I only hoped that the invisible force guiding me would be my compass, steer me in the one direction I needed to go to find them. But with each passing moment, its pull grew weaker and weaker. Okay, where did this person go? They just absolutely vanished? Dang, they're fast. Where?
Vun!
Mom is on the run. She's like, my child trying to escape. Not actually, but can't lose. Goodness me. Wouldn't want to lose my child. Mom was running. Mom was going like, hey, my child just sprinted and bolted. I gotta bolt after my son. Gotta go. I turned to see Mom gripping my wrist in bewilderment.
What are you doing? That's dangerous. You can't just go running off like that. We just moved here. I wouldn't know what to do if you get lost.
True. But that person, where did they go? I didn't even get a chance to see what they look like or get their name. A foreign feeling filled me as I stared into the busy street, a mixture of emptiness, longing, pain. While I'd never experienced it before, if I had to describe it, I'd say it was heartbreak. Oof. Me?
Jeez, that hurt. Hope that guy's okay, though. He probably thinks I'm so rude, ramming into him and running off. Well, no point lingering on it now. I rushed onwards. I was so late for this interview. That's where you were going, girl.
Right. You gotta go.
As I pulled my phone out just to see how late I was, I realized it was nowhere to be found.
Oh, goodness.
No way. You've got to be kidding me. When did I lose it? Did I forget it at home? School? No, I definitely had it on me today, so when?
Oof. Huh?
Sorry.
You dropped it over there.
Don't tell me I dropped it then. There was no way I could go back and get it now. I could hardly remember the specific area we ran into each other. And by now, with how busy the city got at this time, it's probably been trampled on or kicked into some gutter somewhere. Great. Just great. I continued running to my interview, cursing my bad luck the entire way. Ugh, what a hassle. It wasn't enough for me to bomb that interview, I just had to lose my phone too. I pulled out my new replacement phone to set it up. Welcome to your new phone! My name is Alexis, and I will be assisting you with setting everything up. In order for me to best assist you, it would be helpful for me to know how to refer to you.
I probably did Marie.
It seems you go by Marie.
Yep.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Marie. What are your pronouns? She, her. Thank you. So it would be correct to say Marie goes by she, her? Yes, it is. Splendid. I'm almost finished setting everything up for you. The last step will be choosing your avatar. This icon will be used on messaging interfaces.
Oh my gosh. All of them are so cute. I'm gonna do my melody.
Perfect. Let's test things out to make sure you're happy with how everything looks.
Hello. Hello, world. Yes, I am. All right. I like this little setup.
Ah, finally. I flopped onto my bed, completely exhausted by today's events. Hopefully a good night's rest would make me forget about it all. Deja vu.
Okay, that's the name of the chapter. I love it.
Wait, don't take him away.
Marie! I remember this. Oh. Dun-dun-dun-dun. I know. But I like this little I like that we might know.
His hand was yanked from mine, and the comforting warmth of his hold was replaced by a lonely chill. I rushed to the guards, desperate to keep him by my side. But they shoved me away, and I fell to the rough, cold prison floor. No! The jagged stone ground scraped against me as I ran to the guards again. But I was too slow, and the cell door clanged shut. I pulled on the iron bars, willing them to open, but like the guards, they held no response to my cries. With no other choice, I watched my love get dragged away. He yelled something back, but our growing distance muddled his words. As his silhouette faded into the shadows, a piece of me was stolen with him. Swang clung to my shirt, air entered my lungs in short bursts. My chest ached with emptiness. The feeling of loss lingered in my body. That dream again. No matter how many times I had it, I could never shake the grip it had on me. As I slowly came to, my breathing steadied, and my heart rate slowed. I fell back against my pillow. How many times has it been at this point? They started when I lost my phone in high school. I could still vividly remember that day. It was like everything had gone wrong. The interview, my phone, and then to top it all off, that devastating dream. I groaned as I tried to fall asleep, to no avail. As it did every time it visited me, memories of the dream tugged at me until morning.
Okay, so that's interesting because we're getting more of like when this all started. I can't remember how old our character is supposed to be. In relative to a certain love interest. I'm assuming they're about the same age, or maybe 2 years apart. I don't remember. Anyways, but that's really interesting. I do like that we get that info. Oh, we're at the cafe. I groaned groggily in the cafe. After last night's dream, the remainder of my sleep had been restless, and I found myself in extra need of my morning coffee. Side note, I have not felt I was like feeling restless like maybe a few weeks ago. It was so weird. Like I haven't felt that way in a while, and I was like, I don't know what's happening. I blamed it on the new moon or something. I think that's what was happening. Hopefully the music's fine. I'm still like slightly worried. We're gonna turn that down. Hopefully it's been okay till now. Anyways. Alvarez.
The quiet rustle of bed sheets as the morning sun filters through thin curtains.
Raku.
The loneliness of a shadowy forest in the midst of a thundering storm. Vaughn. The lingering warmth of someone's hand once clutched in mine. Since I was born, I've had a condition doctors called synesthesia. Usually people with this condition perceive multiple senses together, like seeing colors when they listen to music. Mine seems to be a particularly rare form where I feel names. Some names are soft and gentle, while others are harsh and demanding. When I was younger, it was distracting, but as I've grown older, I've gotten used to the sensations.
Marie. I'm like saying this as if this is not a hustle bustling cafe and I should be yelling them out. So sorry.
Oh. After hearing my name, I went to retrieve my order, but as I reached for my coffee, someone else's hand almost ran into mine. Ah.
Sorry.
Hello. Good to see you again.
No, that was my bad. I wasn't looking at where I was going. My drinks just... I tried to grab my order, but our hands kept threatening to collide as we fumbled for our drinks. Sorry, Mine's...
You go first.
Thanks. Now that the threat of either of us running into each other was gone, we easily retrieved our drinks.
How many people does it take to pick up a single coffee?
Normally I'd say one, but it seems today I stand corrected.
Maybe I'm an exception then.
Hello, wink.
And have a good day.
All right. You too. I walked towards the cafe exit. Okay, I am... But a familiar face popped into view once again.
Here, I got it.
We were both heading for the door. It's so funny.
He held the door open. I murmured my thanks and walked into the morning streets. The bookstore is having a sale today. I should still have some time to drop by before work. There were a couple of books I'd wanted to pick up, and Asher's birthday was coming up. He really likes photography books, but I don't even know which ones are good. Or maybe an art book would be better. Didn't he mention that recent Studio Ghibli movie that he liked? I noticed the man from the cafe walking nearby. Again. He's not following me, is he? As our eyes met, he glanced away as if unsure before walking faster. I slowed my own pace, relieved at the growing distance between us. He seemed spooked, too. Looks like he's not following me. I guess it was just a coincidence. But as I continued towards the bookstore, I realized it now seemed like I was the one following him. With each turn onto a different street, my footsteps mirrored his, and inevitably his uncertainty turned into outright wariness. Ugh, jeez. With one last turn onto a different street, he stopped and waited for me to catch up. Listen, I'm not following you. I ended up blurting that out. Hopefully that doesn't make me look more suspicious. So, this isn't... You're not a fan. Fan? Why would I be a fan? Never mind. If you aren't following me, then why haven't I been able to shake you for the past 10 blocks? I'm trying to catch this book sale before work today. At the bookstore on 16th and Central. Yes, there. That's a coincidence. I was heading there... I was heading there too. Oh, I guess that explains why we haven't been able to shake each other then. Either that or fate. Both of us seemed to relax at this revelation. Then should we walk together? Instead of one of us trailing behind the other? I don't know. The latter sounds awfully tempting. Didn't get your fix after the past 10 blocks? Well, I've come this far. Might as well commit, right? He laughed and turned as we headed to the bookstore together. By the way, got a name I can call you? You didn't happen to pick it up at the coffee shop? Can't say I did. What a shame. Next time I'll pay better attention to the names they call out. I'm glad you learned your lesson. It's Marie, by the way. Nice. Name's Vun. So, what are you trying to pick up at the sale? Just a couple photography books. Usually they're expensive, but this is one of the few occasions when they get discounted. Photography, is it a hobby of yours, or do you just like the books? You could say it's a hobby, but I'd like the books as an inspiration for my own works. Wow, works. Sounds like you take your hobby seriously.
Just a little. And you? What are you eyeing for the sale?
Actually, funny you should ask. I'm in the market for some photography book recommendations. It's for a friend of mine.
Another coincidence. Lucky you ran into me then. I want to say that I found out about this game, this like additional perspective or content when I was thinking of like replaying Intertwine anyway, so this is coming at a very perfect time. Also, I'm not stopping a lot for like commentary because I'll try to do a little bit more, but you just see my little reactions like, oh yeah, like that. I do remember that because I do remember that. So, we'll see. Because I do remember this a lot. This story has really stuck with me since I've played it last year, so I'm just happy to be here again. Also, Bun looks so good. Anyways,
As we entered the bookstore, the smell of pressed paper and dried ink surrounded us.
come on, I can show you my favorites.
Vaughn led us to the
Photography section and scanned the shelves before expertly picking out a few choice selections. Is this friend of yours into books for the pictures or tips?
I think pictures.
Got it. Let's see. Vaughn sifted through the bunch and laid 3 medium-sized books on the table. One showed a black and white still of a woman, another blooming fields, and the last one a looming skyscraper over a busy street. If we're talking pure aesthetics, these are some of the most underrated in my opinion. I peered at the image of the blossoming wildflowers decorating a vast field, framed by a towering mountain top. A simple, one-worded title in geometric text read, "Keyframes." This one's pretty. As I flipped through the book, dreamy landscapes depicting majestic mountain ranges, serene starry night skies, and bubbling creeks called out to me. Fudd nodded as he observed me. A lot of people like landscapes. Makes sense. Appreciation for nature. The idea that you can see the picture in real life. All that jazz.
Yeah, I'd love to visit any of these places. Especially this one. I pointed to a picture of a...
Flower field. Hope you make it out there one day.
Huh, in this life.
In this lifetime. Fat chance. Never say never.
I smiled at the thought and continued going through the images. I really like this book. He really seems to know what he's talking about. So, have you always been a photography book connoisseur, or did that come up after picking up photography?
After. When I first got into photography, I just took pictures of whatever I liked. Now, I try to be more thoughtful about how I approach my process. It's not just about what I'm capturing, but also how I'm capturing it.
What do you mean by how?
Anyone can take a picture, but everyone's approach differs. The way they capture composition, lighting, colors, even their choice of subject. My style may not be the same, but I take inspiration from all types of photos, editorial, landscape, still life. I tried to study the elements he had just discussed on the book's cover. So the subject of this picture is the flower field, and the composition... Vaughn chuckled before leaning over me. A faint, earthy smell of pine followed him. Landscape pictures are unique compared to editorial or still life pictures. Let me show you. He pointed to the woman in the editorial photo as he illustrated his points. Our fingers brushed against each other. Ugh. He jolted back, causing the book to slip from my hands and fall to the floor. Oh, sorry. It's all right. He got really shocked from just a light touch. After returning the book to me and regaining his composure, Vaughn cleared his throat and pointed to the 2 books. This time he seemed more careful of any accidental physical contact. See how in this photo there's just one woman in a blank background?
Yeah.
But in the landscape picture, the flower field is framed against the sky, clouds, and mountains.
Yeah, there's more going on.
Exactly. That kind of background wouldn't work in this image of the woman, right? Or it wouldn't have the same effect. So that choice is what you try to study. Right. So even if you don't take the same type of pictures, analyzing the thought process can still inspire you. Looks like he puts a lot of thought into his art. How long have you been doing this? Photography? I'd say, my goodness, I'd say 8 years, but I've been an artist for longer. Oh, what other kinds of art did you do? I started with drawing, but painting was my main medium until I switched to photography. And you haven't looked back since. Haven't gotten the chance to. Oh. Shoot. Oh, I was like, is it raining? I pushed at the window. I rushed to the window where the sound of rain pelting the building mixed with rumbling thunder. I think I read that wrong, but the sound of rain pelting the building mixed with rumbling thunder. Ugh, no. I dragged my hand down my face, cursing the fact I didn't bring an umbrella with me. Same. I did that more recently this summer, and I was like, that was dumb, but there was nothing in the weather forecast. Everything okay? Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to get to work in this rain. If you don't have an umbrella, I have a poncho you can use. I always carry one because of my camera. You want to borrow it? Oh, fun. I couldn't ask you to do that. You're not asking, I'm offering. I don't mind. I can always buy another one. But what about you? This thunderstorm? I'll wait it out, don't you worry. I think you need this more than me. He pulled out a foldable poncho and handed it to me. Thank you. The sound of the storm grew louder. Rain came down harder by the second. Oh, I'm going to be late at this rate. In that case, I really need to get going. Sorry, Yvonne. It was nice meeting you, though. I turned, upset I couldn't get the books I wanted after all. Oh, wait. His hand grabbed my wrists, lingering there for a moment before releasing me. Sorry, I don't want to make you late, but is it cool if I give you my number? I know we just met, but... Oh my god, this is so cute! I act like I haven't been here before in this story. Oh, sure, here. I handed my phone to Vaughn. He smiled as he quickly entered his number before returning it to me. Testing, testing. Lol. Pachaco, hear you loud and clear. There we go. Nice. Now I'll actually let you go. Wouldn't want you being late for work. Wink. Might be too late for that, but it's alright. Well, say sorry to your boss for me. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. Bye, Vaughn. I'll see you later. See you, Marie. Oh my gosh. I hurried from the store, a notification from my phone from whom I can only assume was my coworker. All right, I'm coming. As I pulled my phone out, I saw the message was actually from Vaughn. By the way, I can get the book you were looking at. I couldn't make you do that. Well, I'm offering. Besides, me rambling about photography is why you didn't have time to buy the books in the first place. It's the least I can do. Do you normally buy books for strangers you've just met and give them your poncho? Not normally. So I'm an exception. You could say that. Fine, I'll take you up on it. Then I can return your poncho too. I rushed to work, arriving a few minutes late, but at least not soaking wet on top of that. Yeah, that would have been terrible. And done. I made the last changes needed to the business proposal and logged off for the day. Jeez, so much work. I haven't been able to catch a break at all. As I sorted through my messages, I noticed a missed one from Vaughn. Just bought your book. Let me know when you want to pick it up. Actually, just finished work if you're free tonight. Get to see you again already. Oh, have you had enough of me for one day already? I'd say it's the opposite. I have plans tonight, though, so I wouldn't be able to treat you to a full-fledged date unless you were willing to wait until late. I'll be at this address if you want to pick it up today. Just let me know. Sorry, I'm like, I'm just like, wow, this is so cute. And I'm just like, wow, I act like I've never seen this before. Isn't this cute? It's so cute. I can swing by. I have time. Plus, it's Friday, so lucky for you, I have a late curfew. Whoa. Definitely seems to be my lucky day. See you soon. See you soon. Rows of pictures, highlighted with fluorescent spotlights, hung from a lofty ceiling. My footsteps echoed against the smooth wooden floor as I observed the various collections on display. I slowed to a stall at a set of gray-scale images. The crowd on the platform insisted on shoving her in different directions. Each touch was strange. Oh wait, it's strange. I thought this was like the caption for the picture. Okay.
The crowd on the platform insisted on shoving her in different directions. Each touch was uncomfortable but purely accidental until it wasn't. She looked at the person who bumped into her, and they were already walking away. Do I know you?
Oh, I guess these are just the captions. Okay, that one's called Stranger.
She reached for him desperately as he finally collapsed onto the floorboards with a weak grunt. The deal is done, he whispered. She sobbed and rushed to close the distance between them. Circle. There is a circle of life. From birth to death to decay, to feeding the living. There is life beyond the rot that provides energy from new growth. Wow. Each image portrayed something different, but there was a clear theme woven into each of the pieces. A sense of fate. A chance encounter, the inevitable turn of time, the devastation of destined tragedy. My chest tightened at the collection. Marie, you made it. I turned to Vun, approaching me with an excited grin on his face. Hey, Vun. You should have mentioned you would be at an art exhibit. Some people would say this is a perfect date spot. Here? Well, I guess that's true, but considering this is my exhibit, it'd probably be a bit pretentious taking my date here. Your exhibit? Wait, this entire collection is yours? He let out a bashful smile, or laugh rather, as he rubbed the back of his neck. Yeah. Well, what do you think? It's beautiful. You undersold how much of a photographer you are. I felt a slight heat on my cheeks remembering our first meeting. I asked him if he did photography as a hobby, and here he is with an entire public exhibit. At my compliment, Vun relaxed in relief. His eyes sparkled warmly at me. Glad you like it. Come with me. I have your book. Is it okay to give it to me now? Aren't you busy with whatever artists do at their own exhibits? It's fine. It won't take long. Wink. Back room. He led me to the back door of the gallery, and we entered a small studio room.
Just a second. It's right here.
He emptied a satchel onto one of the tables, and the photography book, along with some brushes, an eraser, and a medium-sized canvas slid out. On the canvas were two figures reaching for one another. It echoed the collection on display in the exhibit, and yet something about this specific image tugged at me. What's this? Bun's eyes followed my gaze to the painting.
Just a piece I've been working on for a while, actually. Remember how I used to draw and paint?
Uh-huh. Then you got into photography.
Right. Well, I've always had this feeling inside of me. It's the whole reason I got into art. It's hard to describe, but it's like I'm being pulled to something. Or I'm searching for it. I guess you could call it my purpose. Been trying to capture it all my life. For a while I thought I could, with photography, but it's never been right.
I see. Chasing that feeling through art. Okay, we love that.
Is that why this looks similar to the photos outside? You're trying to draw the feeling.
Yeah, basically. I thought if I created it myself with my own two hands, it would stop gnawing at me.
Oh, I wasn't sure if I could relate to Vun's dilemma, this feeling of needing to create something, but it never coming out quite right. But it sounded frustrating. I'm sorry to hear that. It's a beautiful piece, though.
Thanks. It's driving me crazy. I feel like I'm so close, but it's still missing something.
It's so interesting that he says this line here, but like, didn't you have feelings earlier? Or one? Didn't you feel the feeling earlier, I'm assuming? Because the beginning of the story, when he was 16 and he ran into his soulmate, like from like a shoulder touch, that happened, and another touch thing happened. And even though we're in our character's like point of view, he obviously had a very like immediate reaction to like a slight brush of their fingers. But maybe I don't know. I think it's interesting he says that, like, particularly right here, because I feel like I would like know, like if I was him, I would like know at least a little bit more, that I was closer to the feeling.
Do you mind if I see? He nodded, and I picked up the canvas. A grayscale painting where two figures seemed to be ripped from one another. It was beautiful, with a haunting sense of loss. My chest ached with an eerie emptiness, a longing. Something about it felt familiar. Something about it reminded me of last night's dream.
I know, it's a more depressing piece.
No, it's not. I mean, I feel like I've lost something when I look at it, but it's not in a negative way. It just felt familiar is all. Sorry for that awkward silence. Probably not the kind of reaction an artist is looking for.
All good. It's similar to the photographs outside, so it makes sense if it looks familiar.
That, but it also reminds me of a dream I had.
Really? What was it about?
Oh, nothing too profound, just one of those dreams where you're in love with the random stranger. No way am I going to actually tell him I felt heartbroken over it. He's going to think I'm so dramatic. I do see what you mean, though, about it missing something.
Right? Feels like I've thought about everything, but I just don't know what it needs.
He was right. I could tell there were so many rich emotions in the piece. Grief, devastation, heartbreak, and yet, it needed more. I thought back to last night's dream, how if I was actually in that position, I would give anything to be reunited with the person ripped from me. How desperately I would cling to the hope that we would be together again. I almost wanted to have a happy ending, like they'll still be together. Maybe not now, but one day. I know that goes against the whole point of the current piece, though. Beautiful. Len searched through his pile of brushes before pulling out one with a thin bristle. With unbelievable focus, he dipped his brush in paint and leaned towards the painting. After a steady breath, he added a pop of color to the canvas with one smooth stroke. He continued adding small details here and there before finally leaning back. I didn't dare utter a word, afraid I'd break his concentration. When he finished, a red string connected the two people. It was a small touch, and yet the piece felt more whole. Tragic that they were inextricably tied but were being separated, and yet endlessly romantic that the string wasn't broken. Perhaps one day they would meet once again.
Like that?
Yeah.
That was it. It's so simple, but I can't believe I'd never thought to tie them together. Especially with this feeling that I was being pulled to create this. Thank you. Without you...
Oh, I barely did anything. I was just thinking out loud.
Still, you helped me complete it. I've been chasing this idea for years, and after one day with you, I'm starting to think fate sent you to be my muse.
Oh, no, not the cheesy artist pickup line.
It's a no-go, huh?
Try again.
I'll save myself the embarrassment, but thank you. Honestly, I've been stuck on this piece for literally my entire life. Anyways, I'll stop boring you with my art nonsense. I have to wrap up the exhibit, but it should be over soon. Then the real date begins.
Wink. All right, sounds good. I explored the rest of the art exhibit with a greater appreciation now that I knew Vun was the artist behind the collections.
Oh, this one's nice too. Marie. Oh my goodness, I have to do the voice again. Sorry for the wait.
It's no problem. I've just been appreciating the pictures.
You don't have to lie for my sake, wink.
I wasn't. I actually like your art. I never would have been able to enjoy this if it weren't for running into you. I'm glad fate sent me to be your muse.
Don't remind me of the corny pickup line. I can't believe I actually said that.
Already regretting it? Blush, blush?
Depends. Did it work? I'm gonna...
Yes, I hate to admit that I liked it.
Wow, so you like that kind of stuff. I'll make sure to keep that in mind.
I can't wait to hear all of the artist pickup lines you come up with.
Wink. Not me, Bun. Don't worry. If I'll be able to... I don't know if I'll be able to top the Muse one, but I'll try not to disappoint you, wink.
Fun offered his arm to me. I took it as he led us from the exhibit. So, did you happen to plan anything for our date tonight amidst all the exhibit chaos?
I think you're making the exhibit out to be bigger than it was, but I do have an idea. Tonight, there's a meteor shower that I wanted to check out. Want to come?
Ooh, yes, let's go. Fun drove us to a mountain overlook where glimmering stars speckled the midnight blue sky.
Looks like it hasn't started yet. Perfect.
We exited the car. The starry night hung over us. The city spanned below us. Even without the shooting stars, it was a scene to behold. Pretty. My words faded with a yawn.
Are you tired? We can go.
Oh, it's all right. We just got here. Besides, I want to see the stars. I'm just a little tired. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I had a bad dream.
Really? Must have been something else to make you lose sleep like that.
It's weird. I've actually gotten it a couple of times, but every time I wake up just as shaken up. Flashes of the dream, the cold prison walls, the harsh guards, the desperation in my voice resurfaced, and with them the tightening in my chest returned. The details of the dream are usually hazy, but the last thing I always remember is the heartbreak I feel after. Like I've lost a part of myself. It's weird. I don't even know the other person. I can't even remember their name. But for some reason, I can't forget them, the way they make me feel. Sorry, I didn't mean to be a downer. Like I said, it's just this dream I get sometimes. Ha 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 ha. I swear I'm not usually this dramatic over them.
No, don't worry. That's not it.
He shifted his weight between his feet as if uncertain.
In fact, it's the opposite. I get it. I get a dream like that too. Had it since I was in high school.
Really? Really? Me too.
You've had this dream since high school too?
Crazy coincidence, huh?
That's one way of putting it. Yeah, I don't tell people about it anymore. Stopped trying after the first couple of crazy stares I got.
You both have been saying crazy coincidence all day, my goodness.
Not sure how many other details match, but mine always starts in a prison cell.
Girl, I'd be kind of spooked out, like a little freaked out for a second.
Someone gets yanked away from me. Your standard stuff. I mean, the dream itself is generic enough, but the loss I feel afterwards is unbelievable.
That's just like us. Oh my goodness.
It inspired that piece I showed you. The one you helped me finish today.
Wow.
The painting.
Yep.
You mentioned that feeling behind being an inspiration for all your works. Does that mean your exhibit today too?
Got a sharp memory, huh?
Too?
Question mark. Mm-hmm.
That's right. The dream is the feeling I've been trying to recreate in all my pieces.
Maybe that's why I connected to so many of your pieces, and why I could help you complete the painting. Aren't you lucky I had the same dream right before stumbling into you today?
I told you, didn't I? Fate sent you to be my muse.
You say that to all your dates?
Have to say, this is a first.
I chuckled and shook my head. Still, to think we had the same dream. What are the chances? Wait, don't take him away.
Marie. Fun. I mean, that's literally his silhouette. Anyways, his hand was yanked from mine, and the comforting warmth of his hold was replaced by a lonely chill. By the way, got a name I can call you? You didn't happen to pick it up at the coffee shop. Can't say I did. What a shame. Next time I'll pay better attention to the names they call out. I'm glad you learned your lesson. It's Marie, by the way. Nice. Name's Vun. Dun-dun. The lingering warmth of someone's hand once clutched in mine. Do you want to hear another crazy coincidence?
You have more? I'm gonna start thinking you're making them up.
Well, I will say this one's harder to believe. In my dream, one of the last things I remember was the feeling of someone's hand in my own.
I thought the last thing you remembered was heartbreak.
The last physical thing I remember.
Got it. What about it?
When we met, I got a similar feeling.
You did? What do you mean?
Well, I have synesthesia. When I hear people's names, I also feel physical sensations, like the tickle of a whisper against my cheek, things like that. Usually I don't pay too much attention to it, but now that I think about it, the feeling I got when you told me your name was just like the one from my dream. The lingering warmth of someone's hand once clutched in mine. I laughed nervously. Connecting all of these dots was starting to make me feel like a conspiracy theorist. Sounds like I'm making it up when I say it out loud, but some coincidence, right?
Coincidence or fate? You ever experienced that sensation before?
That specific one? Not that I can remember, actually.
Do you want to hear my own crazy coincidence?
Oh no, not you too.
I have a condition like yours. When I touch someone for the first time, I get this feeling like deja vu.
Deja vu.
You know when you meet someone, but they feel so familiar, it's like you knew them in a past life?
Yes.
It's like that. With you, though, it was much more visceral. I felt like I'd found someone I'd been searching for.
Blush, blush. So, the subject of this picture is the flower field, and the composition. Fun chuckled before leaning over me. A faint, earthy smell of pine followed him. Landscape pictures are unique compared to editorial or still life pictures. Here, let me show you. He pointed to the woman in the editorial photo as he illustrated his points. Our fingers brushed against each other. Ugh. Bun jolted back, causing the book to slip from my hands and fall to the floor. Oh, sorry. It's alright. He got really shocked from just a light touch. Is that why he reacted like that? He rubbed the back of his neck and turned towards the outlook. He let out a rueful laugh.
It sounds like another cheesy pickup line, but I swear it's more than that. In fact, I didn't want to tell you. Thought you'd get creeped out.
Ooh.
But I can't help but feel like the universe keeps sending me these signs that I was meant to run into you.
I rushed to the guards, desperate to keep him by my side, but they shoved me away and I fell to the rough, cold prison floor. No! The jagged stone ground scraped against me as I ran to the guards again, but I was too slow. The cell door clanged shut. I pulled on the iron bars, wheeling them open, but like the guards, they held no response to my cries. With no other choice, I watched my love get dragged away. Then I can't yell right now properly because it's kind of nighttime, but we finally put two and two. The feeling. Fun. Was that? Is he?
Oh, looks like the show started. At 11:11 too.
The universe is really sending y'all signs.
Make the wish of your life.
Fun pulled out his camera, shifting his attention to the starry paths being traced in the night sky. I tried to slow my racing heart as I focused on the meteor shower. Oh, it's so pretty. But I couldn't stop thinking about the dream. about fun. If he's the one for my dream, what does it mean? Is it just chance, or is it something deeper? Coincidence or fate?
Make your wish already?
Oh, not yet.
Better hurry before you miss your chance.
I tried to come up with a wish, but my mind kept returning to last night's dream, the desperation to be with that person again. If fun is the one from my dream, I wish that one day I'll be able to make it to the flower field from that book earlier today. With fun.
Pretty sure you're not supposed to tell anyone your wish. Otherwise it won't come true.
Oops, pretend you didn't hear it then.
Hear what?
Wink. Perfect. What about you? Did you make a wish?
Sure did. It's a secret though. Can't afford to jinx it.
Another wink. So winky. If Marie is the one from my dream.
I hope the universe always pulls us together.
And cue my tears. Because it's so freaking adorable. Okay. Do you think I should begin to believe? Oh my goodness, I can't read right now. Do you think I should begin to believe that there's some truth to resurrection? Did we in our previous life woo one another? Or is this just deja vu? Karen Prasad. That's a good quote for this one. What about reincarnation? That's something you think is real? Huh. Interesting. What do I think? To be honest, it's not really something I cared about until recently. But lately, I've been thinking. I hope it is. Okay, dokie. Will I? Will I? Sure I will. Okay. I love that this is the future. So that was part 1, effectively, because I think I've been doing this for kind of an hour-ish. So I'm gonna stop it here. There's a little bit of newer content from what I remember from when I played before. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm honestly just really, it was good. It was just enough time for me to, like, you know, kind of forget some of the details to be very, very excited to get back into it and, you know, relive the experience. So I hope you all are also enjoying it, because it's so cute. I love that. I love that for them so much. But anyways, I'm going to stop it here for today, and I will continue with another part another time. I appreciate you watching. If you like the video, please press the like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of Intertwine, Another Story. Yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!